night is coming. Look, she's climbing into bed, isn't she? Out goes the light. They're getting ready to go to sleep in their house, but look, who just woke up? Hey, who's there? The night animals are there. They are just waking up. Who's that?
A raccoon.
Raccoon, yeah. They start to look for food and they try to keep safe. Look, he's just peeking out from under something. I think he might be a beaver. Okay, oh boy. Who is in the tree?
Owl.
An owl. Those large eyes belong to the owl. Their large eyes help the owl see in the dark. And you know another thing that animals who stay awake at night often have really big ears. And see this? Not that many birds have ears that stick up like that, do they? Those owls have big eyes and big ears.
Look at that owl.
Yeah, there's an owl up there, isn't there? What else is in the tree? A possum. The possum is hanging from the branch by his tail. He has a curly tail that helps him balance, doesn't he?
Lean onto his tail.
Yep. The Australian pygmy possum is having something to eat. He's little. It says possums eat fruit.
Worms.
Do you eat fruit?
Yeah, it says worms.
It does say worms. Do you eat worms?
No.
Insects and flowers. Do you eat flowers?
No.
Yeah, well, sometimes we do.
Flowers turn into apples.
Yeah, that's exactly right. In the summer, fireflies fill the night sky. Isn't that pretty? We wouldn't even see fireflies in the daytime, would we? It'd be too bright. Whoosh! What is that? There goes a bat. You're right. You guys know a lot of animals, don't you? Bats are good flyers. They catch and eat their dinner in the air.
That's a moth.
Yeah, he's going to grab that moth and eat him up. Most bats eat insects that fly at night. So moths fly at night. Who is...
Bats can see in the night.
I know. Who's that? A raccoon. Who's there? Dark Eyes are looking out in the night. He's pretty well hidden in that tree, isn't he? Maybe some bad animal that would want to eat him wouldn't be able to see him. There's the raccoon. Raccoons eat... Oh my gosh. We don't like it when raccoons dump over our garbage cans, do we? They'll eat all kinds of things. Okay. What is that bad smell? Look at him. It's a skunk. A frightened skunk lifts his tail and shoots out a smelly spray.
Before he does it, he stands on his front leg.
Does he?
He does a handstand.
To really, oh my. And you know what else? They can shoot, we just read that they can shoot that spray 13 feet. That would be almost over to that wall. So you would have to stay far away. Oh, who's that?
Frog.
Let's go down to the pond. Croak, that big noise is coming from this little animal.
Frog.
Boy, I used to live up on the hilltop over that way a little bit, and there was a pond at the bottom of the hill, and those frogs were so loud. I would lie in my bed at night and hear them. They were very loud. Look what they do to make a loud noise. They puff air under their chin, and they make really big. That's a bullfrog. It puffs up its neck like a balloon, and splash! That's a beaver going for a swim. Beavers are good swimmers. Tonight they are making a new home they build from trees and mud. Look what they did to that tree. Now,
They made it porcelain.
what?
They made it a porcelain.
They did. And you know what he's trying to do? He's trying to cut it down so he can take it away and build his house.
Do you remember the tree we saw like that at Greencastle? It was a big, beautiful tree that was chopped almost all the way through.
I know, those rascals, those beavers, they have to do that, but tree farmers don't like it. And you know, Farmer Grimes from the Grimes farm was a tree farmer. So he did not like sharing his trees with the beavers. He kept having to plant more and more trees because the beavers kept taking them. The sun is rising. The night animals are going to sleep. But you're waking up. Good morning. That was a good story. Okay, here's another owl one.
I'm not sleepy.
That's what it says. I'm not sleepy. Or
I see that it's eating a cookie.
He's eating a cookie? He is. What is an owl doing with a cookie? They're not supposed to eat cookies, are they?
No, that one looks like a cracker.
Yeah, it is like a cracker. Uh-huh. Who's that? Ladybugs. I'm not sleepy. At bedtime, Grandma flew away and carried Mo up to the top of the tree. It's a long way for a little owlet, she puffed. And there she goes. She's going to go put him in his nice little nest. And it says, hop, jump, flutter, flump. Probably flumped him right into his nest, don't you think? Grandma smoothed the soft leaves in a cozy nest and sat Mo carefully in the middle. Play with me, giggled Mo. No, sweetie, it's time for bed, smiled Grandma, and she blew him a kiss and hopped down to her book. Oh, Grandma Owl has a book to read. Do you have a grandma who reads books?
Yeah.
The stars were fading when Grandma heard a rustle, rustle, rustle. Is that you, Mo? Yes, I haven't had my bedtime snack. Do you ever say that after you go to bed? The bedtime snack? How could I forget, thought Grandma. So she took one, hop, jump, flutter, flump, to the top of the tree. Oh, she brought him that cracker. That's not what Grandma Owls feed their babies, is it? Grandma sat and waited for Mo to finish his bedtime snack. Play with me, Mo snuffled between mouthfuls. No, honey bun, time to go to sleep, said Grandma, and she blew him a kiss and hopped down to read her book. The last bats were going home when the leaves began to rain down from above. Mo, Grandma called, is everything all right? No, and I'm not tucked in. He's not tucked in, sighed Grandma. Up we go. Hop, jump, flutter, flump, right to the top of the tree. Grandma plumped and prodded and tucked and rolled until Mo looked like a wiggly green pancake. Play with me? He laughed. No, Pickle, it's bedtime, said Grandma. No more noise now.
Grandma was like, no, Pickle.
She called him a pickle, didn't she? No more noise now unless there's an emergency. And she blew him a kiss and hopped down to her book. She's trying to get that book read, isn't she? Grandma sat in the stillness. All was quiet at last. She was just about to start reading when, Grandma, it's an emergency! It's an emergency, thought Grandma. Oh my goodness. So up she goes. What is it? What's the emergency? Puffed Grandma. I'm not sleepy, said Mo. I don't want to go to bed. I want to play. Uh-oh, is that an emergency? No. Grandma squeezed into Mo's cozy nest next to him. The thing is, Mo, it's bedtime. And at bedtime, someone has to go to bed, she said. So I have a very good idea. I'll go to bed and you stay up. Uh-oh. Yes, laughed Mo. And you'll need fresh leaves and bedtime snack and tucking in. Every time I come up, I'll blow you a kiss. So Mo was very busy. He didn't have time to play. It was hard work putting Grandma to bed. Hop, jump, flutter, flump. Hop, jump, flutter, flump. Hop, jump, flutter, flump. See, this time he put her in bed. This time he brought her a cracker. And this time he tucked her in with leaves. See all that? Most of the stars were gone when a little voice called up from below, "Grandma, I'm really sleepy." "Of course you are, Poppet. It's very late," said Grandma, and she flopped down to the tree to her favorite little owlet. "On my back," she said. Hop, jump, flutter, flump, and she carried him up to his nest. Grandma snuggled Mo down and folded soft leaves over him. "Time for bed," she smiled. Then Grandma smoothed Mo's feathers gently, blew him a kiss, and hopped back down the tree to her book. Do you think she gets to read it this time?
Yeah.
I bet so. All right, that was a funny one, wasn't it? Here's one about owl babies. Have you read this one before?
No.
Oh, I love this book. It's about 3 little owls. You guys have 4 little people in your family, don't you? Okay, owl babies. Here they are. Once there were 3 baby owls, Sarah and Percy and Bill. They lived in a hole in the trunk of a tree with their owl mother. The hole had twigs and leaves and owl feathers in it. It was there.
What twigs are.
What are twigs?
Tiny sticks.
Tiny sticks. Yeah, that's
When
right.
they fall off the trees, they're called sticks.
And would you want to have twigs in your bed?
Yes.
You would?
No.
I don't think they'd be very comfortable. One night they woke up and their mother was gone. "Where's Mommy?" asked Sarah. "Oh my goodness," said Percy. "I want my Mommy," said Bill. This is here's the little one. His name is Bill. The baby owls thought, "All owls think a lot." "I think she's gone hunting," said Sarah. "To get us our food," said Percy. "I want my Mommy," said Bill.
This is the little one.
Yep, he's the one his name is Bill, and he said, "I want my Mommy." But their owl mother didn't come. The baby owls came out of their house and they sat on the tree and waited. See all their little claws holding on to the tree limb?
I think I've heard this book.
Have you heard it?
I think.
Maybe. A big branch for Sarah, a small branch for Percy, and an old piece of ivy for Bill. "She'll be back," said Sarah. "Back soon," said Percy. What do you think Bill said? "I want my Mommy." It was dark in the woods and they had to be brave, for things moved all around them. "She'll bring us mice and things that are nice," said Sarah. "I suppose so," said Percy. And what did Bill say? "I want my Mommy." Look at him up way high in the tree. They sat and they thought. All owls think a lot. "I think we should all sit on my branch," said Sarah. She wanted to get her brothers and sisters with her. And they did. All 3 sat together. That probably made them feel, oh, look, I think they're falling asleep, don't you? "Suppose she got lost," said Sarah. "Or a fox got her," said Percy. What does Bill say? "I want my Mommy." And the baby owls closed their owl eyes and wished their owl mother would come home. And she came. There she is.
They're not waking up.
Let's see. Soft and silent, she swooped through the trees to Sarah and Percy and Bill. There they are, and here she comes. "Mommy," they cried, and they flapped and they danced and they bounced up and down on their branch. Oh, look, they're so happy to see her, aren't they? "What's all this fuss?" said Owl Mother. "You knew I'd come back." The baby owls thought, all owls think a lot. "I knew it," said Sarah. "And I knew it," said Percy. "I love my Mommy," said Bill. And that's the end. That's a fun one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a funny one.
Yeah.
Bill was always funny.
Bill's always funny.
Bill always was like, I I want my mom.
That's right. Now here's a book that tells us about owls. Let's see, all about owls. Look at his eyes. He has big eyes, doesn't he?
All about owls.
Yep. And let's see. Have you ever wondered about owls? How many kinds of owls are there? Where do they live?
There's an owl.
Yeah, there is one. That's a little one, isn't it? Why are owls' eyes so big? What do owls eat? This book answers all those questions. Owls are birds of prey, which means they hunt and kill and eat small animals.
Like mice.
Yes, like mice. Eagles and hawks are also birds of prey, but they are daytime birds. Owls are creatures of the night. After sleeping all day, they wake up at dusk and hunt until dawn. Whoa, look at all the different kinds of owls.
The owls sleep at daytime. There's an owl in the cactus.
Yeah, there's a tiny little owl who lives in a cactus. Oh my goodness.
Ow.
But they all have big eyes, don't they?
What are those circles?
Why do they have big eyes? Why do they have?
You can see it in the dark.
So they can see in the dark, and some of them have big ears that stick up.
And I think. And this one doesn't have big ears. I think.
Yeah.
And I think this one has little tiny.
Tiny eyes.
I think in those two circles are flashlights.
Kind of like flashlights, yep. All owls, big or small, have large round heads with flat faces and sharply hooked beaks and big eyes that face forward. Here is what the saw-whet owl looks like close up. Although owls appear to be plump and heavy, they really weigh very little.
Plump?
They look plump, but their feathers are fluffed out. Most of what you see is loose. Plump is kind of round and big. This saw-whet owl's body is about the same size as a robin's body, so it's little. Oh, let's see, he has claws. Owls have toes, 2 toes forward and 2 toes backwards, so they can hang onto their branches. So let's look at this book. I have another book that shows us a lot of animals at night. What's this one? What's that animal? A possum. That's one.
Baby possum on his back.
Yeah, she's carrying one, isn't she?
2, I think. Baby
The
possums are really cute. Little baby possums are really cute.
Yes, they are. So here it's getting to be nighttime. The family's going to bed. And the moon shines down on the earth and flickering fireflies begin to dance. Crickets chirp and a chorus of bullfrogs joins them. It's time for the night animals to come out. They're the owls. We already talked about owls. Oh, they're the raccoons. We talked about raccoons. The armadillos march along the riverbank, stopping to dig for roots to eat. Armadillos are another. And ants. To cross a small stream, they hold their breath and walk across the bottom. To cross a wide stream, they swallow air and paddle across, like we would paddle, or like what we call a dog. Oh, who's that? Those are coyotes. The coyotes come out to chase their shadows and sing their songs to the moon. See them? Oh, oh, oh. We have coyotes on the Grimes farm. Yeah. We don't have wolves on the Grimes farm, but we have coyotes. That's right. The smaller animals hide from the coyotes. They don't want to see them hiding behind the bushes. A coyote might eat a rabbit or a little groundhog. Underground, the shy skunks line their den with leaves. They come up out of their hole at night to search for food. So skunks come out at night. The mother possum carries her baby in her pouch. Did you know possums have a pouch just like kangaroos? And sometimes she hangs from a tree by her tail. What's that? A fox, that's right. The porcupine climbs up to the top of a tree looking for...
You have coyotes.
Yes, we have coyotes.
skunks climb up trees?
Yes.
But there's no skunks
And
here. There's two different kinds of skunks.
there are two kinds of skunks. You're exactly right. And here's a porcupine. He climbs up. He's looking for a place where the tree is softer and he can eat the bark. And there's that fox again. Slowly the moon sets and the stars fade away and the nighttime animals are going to go to sleep. And everybody else wakes up. Now I have a big book full of night animals. This book is something you might want to get at the library because we won't have time to look at all of them. And it tells so many interesting things, but look at that guy.
I don't think we'll have enough time to read this whole page.
We can't, but you can check it out and find out new things every day on this book.
Wait,
Wow.
look at feet.
Yeah, look at his feet. So let's see what it says about his. Oh, the vampire bats are shy and
What about
nervous.
that?
Yeah, they usually land away from their prey and then they scuttle up close to it and using their sharp pointed teeth, they bite the soft fleshy parts of the victim.
They know where
Ooh.
they try to find the blood.
Yep, they're going up to,
Okay.
well, actually, the blood happens, but they're looking for something soft that they can bite into. Yeah.
Ew.
So, you know what so you know what I found out?
What?
Let's find page 14. Here, oh, can you guys sit down so the camera can see the picture too? Yeah, sit down and here, I'll hold it this way. So this is a duck-billed platypus and he looks for food at night and he especially likes stuff he can find in the mud. A platypus. In the mud at the bottom of a river. And so he takes his beak here that works like a little shovel. But when he dives down, it's dark and he's underwater, so he's blind. He can't see. So guess what we found out? He has a little bit of electrical stuff inside of his beak, and it helps him notice where worms might be or little shrimp. And that's what he likes to eat. So he has special electricity in his beak. Wow. Nighttime animals have really cool stuff to help them find their food.
Where's the possum?
Yeah, there's the possum. You're right.
The kangaroo. And the kangaroo.
Yeah, kangaroo.
And this electricity, it doesn't hurt him.
No, it doesn't hurt him. You're right. So the bats have something like that. Do you see how tiny, they have kind of little eyes, but great big ears. So they send out little noises, and when they hear, yeah, so you'll hear little noises from bats. But they have giant ears that helps them hear what comes back. What? Yep, he's chewing on toes. That's right. Yep. Oh, and of course we read about the owl, didn't we? But look at the crocodile. He's out at night, and the snakes and turtles. Oh my goodness. You guys are going to have to check out lots of books because there's a lot of, oops, we have to hold the book up so the camera can see. What did you see?
Scorpion.
Yeah, look at that, a scorpion. There's so many interesting animals at night.
Alligator.
I know.
What's that eating? A zebra?
A zebra, yeah.
One of these are eating the zebra.
They are, they're sharing actually.
Yeah.
That's kind of surprising, isn't it? Okay, let's read another funny book now. You ready for this? Have it?
Years by how many nocturnal animals there are.
Oh gosh.
When we started reading books from the library
We did?
about nocturnal animals, I thought the same thing.
We have this book.
Because we're sleeping.
We
Yeah.
have this book, but we didn't read.
Oh, okay. Well, let's read a different one then. Oh, okay. Okay, have a seat so that camera can see, and let's read Cockadoodle Hoo. So, who's this guy? And he's in with who?
Chicken.
Chickens, that's right. So here they are on the farm. And let's see. It looks kind of rainy and dark. Oh boy, look at. One stormy night, an owl walked into a farmyard. He was cold and lost and lonely with no place to go. So he squeezed through a hole in the shed, and it was warm and cozy in there, and he fell fast asleep. He's sleeping with the chickens. No wonder it's warm and cozy. He's got feathers all around him, doesn't he? In the morning, Owl woke to a nip and a pinch. He heard clucking and squawking. He was surrounded by bony feet and beady eyes. That's not what he expected, is it? He's no hen. He's no rooster. We need a rooster. What a shame. We could give him a try. And he says, hoo, hoo. All those chickens think he's not the right guy to be in here. Can he peck like a rooster? The owl tried to peck, and the hens awarded him no points for pecking. He wasn't a good pecker, was he? That's not how owls find their food, is it? That's how chickens do. Can he scratch like a rooster? So he tried scratching like the chickens do, but he got no points for scratching. That's not what owls do, is it? Can he cockadoodle do like a rooster? And the owl tried a cockadoodle do, and what do owls say? Ooh. He got no points for cockadoodle doing. Hoo, hoo, cried Owl sadly. He liked the warm, cozy hen house and the yard dappled with spring sunshine, and the speckled hen put her bony wings around him. I'll teach you how to be a rooster, she clucked. Can you teach an owl how to be a rooster? But she's going to try, isn't she? And she did. Owl learned how to march up and down. He can do that. He learned to guard the hen house. Well, that's a good job for an owl because he's awake at night, right? And he puffed out his feathers. He was doing pretty well until the other hen said, try to cock-a-doodle-doo. Owl tried very hard. He tried his best. But he was an owl after all, and he just hooted like an owl. Hoo! The other hens were not impressed. They didn't like how he sounded. Uh-oh, he's scratching his head. He's wondering, what am I doing here? Owl got cross. He'd had enough. He was hungry and he was fed up with the silly hen, so he said, I'm an owl, not a fowl. Owls aren't hens. We hoot in the moonlight. We don't peck corn. We catch our prey. We don't scratch. Rat, squawked a hen, peering into the hen house. Uh-oh, a rat. There's a rat in our hen house. Uh-oh, what do owls like to eat? Little animals like a rat. And the hen says, oh no, there's a rat in our hen house. So guess what happened? The rat was stealing eggs and eating corn and chasing chicks. When the owl heard this, he picked up his ear tufts, and he flexed his sharp claws, and he stretched his soft wings, and silently, as a floating feather, he flew across the hen house, and snip, snap, he caught that rat and gobbled it up. The rat was tasty and delicious, and the hens were speechless. They fussed around Owl in a flurry of feathers and clucks. Look how happy they look with him. And he's happy too because he has a full tummy. And Owl puffed out his chest with a swagger and shouted, cock-a-doodle-doo, our very own special rooster, our rat-catching owl. And there he goes, leading all the hens. Yeah, the farmer's wondering, what in the world happened? What in the world happened? What in the world happened?
Owl leading the whole place.
That's right. Okay, so I have some little poems to teach you. Are you ready? Get your hands ready to do the actions, okay? There's a wide-eyed owl. Make your big eyes. With a pointed nose and two pointed ears and claws for toes. When he sits up in his tree and he looks at you and me, he flaps his wings and says, hoo-wee, and away he goes.
And he flies.
He does fly, doesn't he? So I have another one that's yeah, there you go. I have another one kind of like that. I'm a wide-eyed owl with a pointed beak. I'm good at catching mice with claws on my feet. I sleep all day and I'm awake all night. When the moon comes up, that's when I take flight. Silently I fly as I hunt for my food. I call my mate with a hoo, hoo, hoo. That's how they talk to each other.